Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle book review of The Book of Paperbacks. Now, of course, not every single paperback in existence has been included in this. That would be impossible. And it's predominantly, if not all, American books. This book came out in 1981 and it's from Virgin Books and Paperbacks. It says here, lurid and full of pages, nobody could resist them. From the day they appeared, they were here to stay. Well, not particularly because, of course, now you don't... obviously you've got paperbacks, but not in the way that they were done here. I just love these covers. Look at that. You got there, the cover on there, Robert Payne. I love Robert Payne's works. Ed McBain and son. And many, William Faulkner and many others. And you've got some lovely, all the various... BB and Dell. I love Dell. Ace books are always great. There was a great one in Holloway Road bookshop, Fantasy Centre. I love that place. I would always go there, and it was just full of these science fiction paperbacks, and quite often it was full of these sort of books that are mentioned here, and you go through it. I should have bought more of them, but I did buy quite a lot over the years, but of course they closed, and that's that. And they don't turn up so often, American books, certainly at book fairs and things that I go to anyway. I mean, I've seen a few, but not many. Anyway, there's some of the original ones. Now, this is 256 pages, lots of black and white pictures, as well as a lot of colour as well. There's a lovely one there. George Salter teaching at the Cooper Union there. You've got a nice photo there. And you've got other photos there, Leo Manso. And also, so it's not just all books. Obviously, you've got all the people in the industry as well. You've got all the various things like the Popular Library, 1943 to 59. And then you've got a load of covers. Now, they're quite small. You can see they are quite tiny. I mean, you can see by my hand the size. It's not a big book. So these are quite tiny, very sort of much. So you've got Helena Troy, Awake to Darkness, Marion Hargrove, Something's Gotta Give. They're just great covers. Mummy Brandon. And they do turn up occasionally in the UK. But I have seen them at down the market as well, some of these. But they're always quite tatty condition and also quite often very expensive, which is very odd. But again, if you go to a book fair, sometimes they do turn up and you can find something really good for a couple of quid and sometimes not, maybe a bit more than that. Often quite wrapped up and sort of sealed off because it always makes you wonder if anyone actually reads them. I mean, the covers look great. Maybe they never actually, I don't know. But it's Shudder, the man who could not shudder. I'm certain they're great. And maybe people do read them, but sometimes I think people just buy them for the covers sometimes because the covers are so great. And of course, you might have like 20 covers of the same book. Obviously, you get, I must get that cover, must get that cover, must get that cover. You know, if I saw like Logan's Run, I'm certain I'll have that one as well, even though I've read Logan's Run 1,000 times. You got here Fawcett, Pyramid Line, and again, lots of information about. I love Ballantine. Ballantine was always an ace for the science fiction. I was a mega fan of this one here, 9 Oro and a Dream. Never heard of it. Violent one, State Department. And again, lots and lots of examples of Ballantine books. Ian Ballantine. 1940, found Ballantine Books, 1945, etc. 1952, his own firm. Art directors, so you've got like obviously the roughs there that are done. Obviously, the person demonstrating the roughs, cover meetings. You've got obviously the drawings, the actual artwork. So you've got some really nice behind the scenes pictures. It's not just book covers and those sort of things. It's a lot of recognition of the cover artists. So you've got also a little, which is good. I love this sort of stuff. This is the useful thing when you've got sort of biography of the artist. Because sometimes, of course, some of these people who are brilliant artists, I mean, they're brilliant, absolutely superb, but you don't know who they are. Well, I certainly don't anyway. I mean, but it's really quite nice when you've got sort of Stanley Meltzoff, Bob Abbott. And of course, when you find out the artist's name, whatever, you can then go and look to see if there's some books about them. And maybe there might be a sort of art collection of those things. Appendix. And you've got here year by year, 1929, 1938. Again, loads, again, even smaller covers there. Death on Dividend. Butterfield 8, well, that's a famous one, that one. Murder on the Pike, Wanted, Someone Innocent, God's Little Acre, and so on. Lots of great Ship of Ishtar, A. Merritt. Right, Murder in Fiji. You can just about make it out, read it. And you've got also the actual publishers. So you've got Fawcett Crest Books, Fawcett Gold Medal Books, and so on and so on. And obviously some more great covers. Maltese Falcon there, a couple of great covers. Great Gatsby. Rubber Band, Orlando, brilliant. I love Orlando. That's Pelican, and also again some more about the artists and let's just see, yeah, who's who in cover art. So you've got again some more information about the artists, which is always great, and it does give some detail about obviously the books they did. Unfortunately, it doesn't say if they're like someone's brought out a volume, but of course this is back in 1981. Maybe they hadn't, but hopefully now some of these are more readily available. Oh, also the Student Guide to Painting in Oils, published in 1979. That was Jack Ferragasso, Victor Kalin. And again, you've got examples for each of these artists, little photos as well, which is always very nice as well. So you've got that. And then at the back, what else you got there? You got, oh, I love that one. Collection of, oh, the collectors. Collecting paperbacks, all behind the scenes about the collecting. It says here, I don't like most collectors. Old men with magnifying glasses trying to decide whether a postage stamp is worth 5 cents or $1,000. I agree. To me, I just enjoy the book. If I like the cover, I say, oh, I'm going to have that. The idea of, oh, it's worth X zillion pounds. Oh, it's obviously nice. Suddenly you pick up a stamp that's worth suddenly £5 billion. You think, oh, that's good. But really, I've sold comics and books and things that later I find out they're worth a fortune. And I think, oh well. Life's too short to worry about that. What can you do? You have to shrug your shoulders on that one. And I've done that too many times. And it's got here all the prices and various stuff. 30,000 books, not sort of... Anyway, paperback covers. I love these sort of books. These books are always fascinating. Quite often they're very hard to get because, again, the prices have gone up insanely. Some of these things, because they're quite old, some of them, you know, these 200 years of illustration is 1977. Obviously, if you bought it back in 1970, it probably was quite expensive. But you probably find now it's very expensive. But it's the sort of book that you can probably find at a book fair for a couple of quid because no one particularly is really interested in it other than people like me that just, oh, that'd be interesting to read about that. You know, it's not... so that's why you can find them very cheap generally, sometimes. Not always. Sometimes you just look in and you pick it up and it's like £200 and you think, nope, not buying that. But each their own. Someone obviously might want to have it. But anyways, I love this. The Signet ones, Avon, I remember all these ones. Dell, Bantam, just great. Great. Lovely book. I love this sort of book. So I was reading. There is a similar sort of book and it's called something US Paperbacks or something. And it's by the same person. I don't know if it's the same or because it seems to have got much the same page number count. Doesn't mean anything, of course. It doesn't unfortunately give any information other than the title, which may be they might change the title. So you'd have to investigate that if you're looking at both thinking which one's which. I can't tell you because I don't know. So, but I'm just not going to buy both. So, and this is all, of course, US paperbacks, which is suggestive for me anyway. It's not any UK ones. I would love to see obviously a similar sort of UK one. Well, probably loads of UK paperback books like this around. But this one's great. Loved it. Book of Paperbacks by Piet Schreuders. My apologies for saying his name completely wrong.